Let's get it. Smash those likes. Here we go. I'm Blockchain Crusader, Crusade 3's blockchains every single day, and we're back for another live stream today. Today is August 5th, and the market is in the red, guys. The market is in the red. So where is Bitcoin headed? Is Bitcoin going to continue dragging the altcoins down, and how low can we go? Or did Bitcoin finally start to bottom, and are we going to finally see another move up towards a new all-time high so that we can start seeing altcoins start pumping back up again in the month of August? So far, the month of August has not been great to Bitcoin nor the altcoins. So we're going to be covering all of this plus a lot more. So I appreciate every single one of you guys all over the place, smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe, and just getting ready to rock and roll. So appreciate everybody out here. Appreciate it. Keep tapping those likes. Keep smashing those subscribes. Let's get it rocking. Let's get it rolling. Let's start off with Bitcoin here. Bitcoin overall today has continued to drop lower, right? Has continued to drop lower here. And this is just like day trading stuff. This is nothing of wow. But we're going to jump out here into the daily to see where Bitcoin's at right now on the larger time scales of where Bitcoin could be in some potential danger. So let me turn off some of these lines right here. Let me get this ready. And overall, very simple here. So Bitcoin on the daily here, really simple. We have fallen out of the previous month range, right? For the month of July, we spent the grand majority of July above 115,000, ranging between 115 to as obviously as high as the 123.2 all-time high. And we stayed the majority of the month below 120, ranging between 115 to 120. We have fallen out of that monthly range, which is no bueno here for Bitcoin. Bitcoin has come all the way down to the previous all-time high of 112. We have currently bounced off of that area, which is also the value area high for the quarter two range, right? For the quarter two range of this year, which is good. Meanwhile, we stay above 112. Bitcoin should be able to try to recover and get back above 115.7. If Bitcoin can get back above 115.7, we will be getting back into the July range and getting back on track. Now, if Bitcoin loses this previous all-time high of 112,000, our next target to the downside is this gold pocket of $106,900. That is our next big target. We have, two daily MPLCs below that, one at 111, another one at 108. But the big target is that 106.9 for Bitcoin on the way down. And right below that, we have a bunch of stacked, targets between 105 all the way down to 103 before really starting to get into the bad section here between 97 and 96,000, falling below 100. We definitely don't want to see any of that, and I don't think we will. But right now, Bitcoin needs to stay above this previous all-time high of $112,000. We've been talking about it in the Crypto Citadel that once we closed out the month of July, that August was going to be potentially a rough beginning of the month, like always, coming back and retesting this previous all-time high. And now that we have, we need to continue to hold this area. Now, can we come down to the previous week low one more time, sweep it, and push back up? Absolutely. And I will be looking for that potential sweep to take a nice long from it. But right now, we have already bottomed out for now on August 3rd, which was on Sunday, right? We bottomed out around that 111,813, bouncing off this critical area of the previous all-time high and getting back above it. But we are still within the no man's zone. We're not back in the July range, but we are still above the quarter two range so far. So this is going to be very hypercritical for Bitcoin to get back above that 116 area, get back into the July range to continue moving to the upside. In the meantime, Bitcoin dominance has been kind of bouncing a little bit today, but overall still continuing to stay here at these low levels. One thing to notice with the Bitcoin dominance is that we have been making higher lows. We made a low back on July 21st of 60.44%. Then we made a low last week of 60.65, and now we're making a new potential low here around 61.33 and bouncing back up. We need to break this little trend of higher lows for the Bitcoin dominance. We want the Bitcoin dominance to drop as low as possible. Our next main targets, once we start to drop below 60%, are 59.10 to 58.45%. For the Bitcoin dominance. The lower the Bitcoin dominance goes, the further up your altcoins are going to pump. That's just the way it works. Appreciate everybody in here. Make sure you guys are smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe, and let's get the show rocking and rolling. Now let's jump on over to Ethereum. After I go through Ethereum, I will jump into the chat and see how the chat is doing. In the meantime, appreciate every single one of you guys smashing those likes. Crypto Pollo in the house. Good to see you, brother. Great short call in the Discord, Crusader. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Let's get over here to Ethereum. So Ethereum has been a wild ride, let me tell you. Wild ride so far. But let me clean this up. Appreciate everybody in here smashing those likes. Let's get the... Why does this not look like my regular Ethereum chart? Because it's not. Okay, I'm going to have to update this here real quick. Give me 2 segundos. All right, let's update this bad boy. All right, so Ethereum overall is still within its July range, right? We came up, we kind of tapped its monthly MPOC of 37.44 before pulling back down, right? And we're just kind of holding this area here right now where we bounced off of almost hitting our monthly average of 33.39. We bounced back up. We're right below the monthly MPOC once again, right? So this area right now, this green zone for Ethereum between 33.39 to about 31.65 is the area I'm looking for a big bounce from Ethereum. If we go into it, I would be looking for big longs around that area. Our targets to the upside are between 37 to 3,800, and we know we're right below this $4,000 mark. If we can break out of the July value area high range above 39.48, we're gonna go for that $4,000 Ethereum and start making potentially here, finally get that breakout, getting above $4,000 that Ethereum was not able to do all of 2024, which would be extremely bullish for Ethereum to accomplish in 25, closing some dailies above 4,000, so we can finally start having that big run towards the towards the all-time high of 48.75 and potentially make some new all-time highs well above $5,000, somewhere in the range between 6,000 to 8,000 in my personal opinion for this cycle. Now, in the meantime, in the short term, Ethereum could drop lower, right? If we continue to drop lower here along with Bitcoin, our area of interest is this green zone here between 33.34 to 31.65. Worst case scenario, Ethereum really starts to tank below $3,000, falling out of the July range. We do have a gold pocket down at 27.51 for Ethereum, but I do not expect that area to come to fruition for Ethereum unless Bitcoin really does lose that 112,000. If Bitcoin loses 112, it starts to drop lower towards that 106, then absolutely, 27.51 is definitely on the cards for Ethereum at that point in time. Let's go jump over into the chat here real quick. Let's just give a quick little look around the chat, make sure I'm not missing any questions. Appreciate every single one of you guys in here. Appreciate all of you guys smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe. I've seen all of you guys joining the Crypto Citadel. Greatly appreciate it. If you haven't already joined, definitely do so. Low volume. Interesting. I really maybe, let me see here. Is that better? Volume should be higher now. Volume should be higher. So I hope that is better there for the volume right now. All right, so if you guys haven't joined the Crypto Citadel, definitely do so. I greatly appreciate it if you haven't already, but definitely do so. If you will want to get interested into actually starting to trade, if you guys want to actually start trading signals, start understanding, I am going to be coming out with a course, a little mini, 5 to 6 video course to get everybody up to speed on the trading strategy. I know how to use exchanges and much more, and just how to read the charts and, manage trading view and how to use the strategy that I use. And so if you're going to be getting that, you're going to be getting the trading signals, the macro long-term analysis, and a lot more. So if you guys want to be part of that, want to take your game to the next step and really start diving into trading, definitely do so and join the Crypto Citadel. Let's see here. Let's jump on over to Solana. Where's my Solana chart? All right. So good old Solana. Solana has come all the way down, almost filling its gold pocket of 154. We came down to 155.70 last week. We are, back in the range for the month of July so far. We did have a quick little dip over the weekend. Below it, we are currently sitting right at the value area low for Solana. As you can see, since quarter two, Solana has been holding a very nice uptrend to the upside, making higher lows, and just continuing to stay in this steady uptrend. Our next target to the upside here is 177. It is the monthly untapped NPLC. We do have a monthly untapped average of 174. So between 174 to 177 are the local targets here for the month of August to go hit. And then if we can get back above 195, we will be making a potential run here for the value area high of the month of July and the value area high of quarter one above that $200 mark, so that we can start running for our targets of 225 to 235 to potentially 247 before running for that all-time high of 295. But like you said, slow and steady wins the race. We are in a slow and steady uptrend right now. Coming into quarter three, right? We are in the second month of quarter three in the month of August. August and September usually are a bit of a slower month for crypto in general, especially Bitcoin. So I don't expect any major price fluctuations. I just hope that we hold these lows, build some consolidation, and then start to slowly start moving back to the upside for the grand majority of these altcoins. Greatly appreciate everybody in here. See all you guys jumping in. Thank you so much. Make sure you guys are hitting that subscribe and smashing those likes. Next up, we got XRP. Let's go take a look at good old XRP. I know everybody is interested in XRP. So right now, XRP for the month of July, we came all the way down to pretty much the value area low of that. We came down to 272, which was right below the value area high of the quarter two range, right? Actually the quarter one range. We came back, we retested that area during the weekend, coming all the way down here Saturday, Sunday, down to 277. Once we lost to 310, I told everybody in the Crypto Citadel, hey, 277 is going to be the next big area to be looking for. We came down to 272. We bounced off that area. We do have a monthly NPLC up at 313 that is still untapped. And once we can get above that, our next big target is above 333 to start potentially making a run back towards that 360 to see if we can run towards 416 would be our next big target for XRP. If XRP does continue to pull back down, obviously we got to be looking at this 272 to about 268 area. If that area doesn't hold, we do have a gold pocket down at 252, and below that we have the quarterly average, which was massive resistance for a good time. So 242 would be the next big area of potential support between 252 to 242 if we drop out of the July range, which I don't think we will. I think Bitcoin can have a very good chance of holding here and, starting to bottom out around this 112. Appreciate everybody in here. Appreciate all you guys smashing those likes. Cuban Diesel, good to see you, brother. What will the prediction for crypto in August be? So, guys, the prediction for crypto in August is I think we're going to see a lot of sideways and potential down price action. So, saying a lot of little mini red days like today, right? Little mini red days, sideways consolidation. Maybe we'll get a few good pumps here and there. I don't expect to see any major price fluctuations one way or the other. I just think we're going to see some slow consolidation here in the month of August. The whole thing is that in the month of September, we're expected to get, there's big hope of like over 75% that we're going to get an interest rate cut in September, which will be the fuel for the big quarter four blast off, send off, right? Going into 2026, which then it's more expected that 2026 is going to be a year of continuation of more interest rate cuts, more money printing, right? And more quantitative easing, and transitioning into that phase will continue to fuel the bull run. So that is the big, anticipation right now. So I don't expect too many price fluctuations. Right now, we're just taking easy trades, trying to follow the trend in the crypto citadel, and just enjoy these slow moments right now. Let's go on over. Let's see. What should I hit next here? Let's come on over here. Let's go to AVAX. So AVAX, very easy. We came up as high as 27, right? Got rejected once again on this quarterly average of 26.36. Came all the way back down to the lows of July, coming down as low as $20.58 throughout the weekend. We pumped back up to 23.06, and now we're currently back down towards the value area low of July around $21. If we continue to drop lower, our next target to the downside is this gold pocket of 1973. That is going to be our next target to the downside to potentially bounce and get back in the July range. To the upside, our main target here for the month of July is the monthly MPOC of $25.03. But realistically, AVAX needs to break above $26. Close dailies. We haven't been able to do that since back in May. We tried to break out of above 26, got rejected multiple times. Now, once again in July, got rejected multiple times. So we need to break above that area to start fighting the resistance around $28 to $30. Lots of resistance in that area. Once we can get above $30, we have targets between $36 to $41 for AVAX to the upside, and as high as $51 before running into more legacy prices between $71 to $100+ for AVAX. So those are the targets here in the short term for Avalanche. Can I long altcoins from here? Well, on a very low leverage, that would be a simple strategy. Maybe a 2, maybe a 3x at most. You can get into some altcoins, especially if the altcoins have taken a bigger hit lately. Like as we go take a look here on the weekly, we start looking for some altcoins that have been hit pretty drastically. SUI is down 11%, Lido's down 13%, Hype is down 12% on the week. Things like that, and you can go into a 2 to 3x low leverage. So that way, if the trade does go against you and the altcoin does go lower, you can dollar cost average into that trade with the low leverage. Your liquidation point would be extremely, extremely low. And at some point, you can get that trade to turn back around and start going into the green. That would be a strategy, but that takes a lot of risk management. It takes a lot of patience because it could take weeks to maybe even months to see that trade really start to have a move. So if you don't got the patience for it, I don't recommend it. Let's jump on over here. Let's see what else we got. Let's go take a look at Chainlink. Chainlink, very similar to AVAX, came down to the lower band of the value area low of July. We have a gold pocket down at 14.21. If we continue to head lower, we are within the May range or within the July range right now. Our next target to the upside is the $18.04, $18.04, which is the point of control for the month of July. We need to realistically get above $20, break through this resistance. We have a gold pocket up at 23.65, and then some bigger targets between 29 to 47, even as high as $52 for Chainlink to the upside. Now, if Chainlink falls down, gold pocket of 14, we do have some lower price action between 12 to 11 bucks. Really don't want to see that for Chainlink. We need to see Chainlink start to reclaim $20 and hold above $20. Let's go take a look at HBAR. Let's get here. The month of July. Let me clean this up here real quick. All right. All right, so HBAR right now is within the month of July's range. Currently, we're sitting and holding this yearly pivot around 23 cents. We need to continue holding that area. If not, we could be pulling back towards the value area high of the month of May, which is around 21 cents. We do have a gold pocket down at 18 cents to be looking out for HBAR. And then to the upside, if we can break through this resistance around 28 cents, we do have targets up between 31 to 33. And then the December high is 39 cents before running towards the all-time high of 57 cents for HBAR. HBAR's had a nice aggressive run here in the month of June into July, coming from 12 cents all the way up to 30 cents. So massive run here. I would, be hoping that we hold this area. If not, we could be seeing this 18-cent area again for HBAR. Let's go take a look at Algorand. Algorand here as well. Very aggressive run throughout the month of July. If we get a quick chart here from the month of July. We've hit all of our targets to the upside. We do have a monthly NPLC up at 28 cents as well. We've come all the way down and pretty much started to retest this gold pocket around 21 cents. And these monthly NPLC, or actually just monthly point of control, around 21 cents, which is also value area high for the Q2 range. Very important to stay above that area. If we can stay above this area, very, very critical for Algorand to hold this area. If not, we could be heading lower, right? If we fall below 21 cents, we could be coming back towards untapped targets as low as 13 to 12 cents for HBAR. Now, I don't want to see that. I don't think we will see that. If we get a gold pocket here from the June 22nd low to the highs of July, we see here that we have a gold pocket right at 21 cents, right at this value area high of the Q2 range, which would be perfect as a bounce to get back within, hit our monthly MPLC back up at 28 cents. And then above that, we have to get and run towards this 38-cent area, which is the value area high for the Q1 range. We do have targets between 39 to 45 cents to the upside for Algorand before potentially having a larger breakout, heading towards 92 to potentially even above $1, which realistically, I don't see too much of that happening. But, some people are more bullish than others. Pudgy Penguins. Let's go take a look at Pudgy Penguins here. Where's Pudgy Penguins at? Give me a second. Let me update this chart. All right. So for Pudgy Penguins, real simple. Pudgy Penguins had a very aggressive move to the upside throughout the month of July, going from literally 1.5 cents all the way up to practically almost 5 cents to 4.5 cents. Sorry. We've fallen back inside the July range right now. We're at the upper band of the July range. We're holding at this 382 fib and monthly average around 0.031 cents. If we drop below that area, our next targets to the downside are 2.5 cents to about 2 cents is a gold pocket. We do have the monthly NPLC for the month of July all the way down at 0.014 for Pudgy Penguins. So definitely keep that in mind, as that is a major target to the downside if we continue to pull back here for Pudgy Penguins. Now we are quite some distance away from it, and the closer we get to it, the more likely it's going to hit, obviously. But don't keep, if we lose this 0.301, definitely be looking for this 2.5 cents and below 2.5 cents. Bigger chance that we start to see this 1.5 cent area potentially hitting again for PENGU. Now the January high for PENGU is 0.046. We did not get above that in the July run. We get above that, we start going into price discovery and start going much higher. What about Dogecoin? Let's go take a look at Dogecoin. So Dogecoin, very similar to a lot of these other altcoins right now, had a major rally throughout the month of July, has come all the way back down. We're currently sitting right right above the value area low of the month, right? We're currently sitting at 19, almost 20 cents. The value area low is basically at 18 to 19 cents. We do have two targets to the upside very clearly, 21 and 24 cents. Those are the monthly average and the monthly NPLC for Dogecoin to the upside. Now, if we lose the value area low for the month of July, of 0.189, we could be coming down to 17, potentially even lower, around 13 or 14 cents for Dogecoin. But if we continue to hold this value area low, our targets to the upside are 23 or 24. Above 23 or 24, if we can break out of the July range, above 26 cents, our targets are 32 to 35 cents for Dogecoin. Those are very, very big areas of interest for Dogecoin to the upside. Crusader, do you think, let's see here. Crusader, do you think we've hit first 15.5 or 12,000? Well, we tapped 12,000 multiple times already. There is a good chance that we can come up to 15,000, right? There is a good chance. There is a gold pocket up there. There are some areas down here for sure that can. Let me turn on my. Oh, yeah, we're good. So, bit of a messy chart here, but overall, we do have some targets to the upside. We need to get above the weekly open of 114 to 163 to be able to start running for that $15,000 area. But right now, right, if we get rejected off this weekly open one more time, we're creating lower highs here right now. If we look at the 15-minute chart, right, yesterday, our previous day high was 115,700. Then earlier today, we topped out around 115 flat. We fell down. We made another lower high around 14.5, fell down lower. We came all the way down to 112,600. Now we've bounced all the way back up to 13.9. If we get rejected at this 14.1, we'll still be creating a lower high, and we could be dropping back down for a final sweep here of this previous week low. This would be a major area of interest for me to take it long here. The Crypto Citadel members already know that I've been looking for this previous week low sweep to be able to bounce back up and start having a major reversal here for Bitcoin. But we will see, right? If Bitcoin can get back above the weekly open, then yes, there is a good chance that we can run back towards 114.9 or higher and start potentially getting back towards that 115 area. But we will see. We shall see, my friends. All right. When Solana 650, man, I honestly don't believe Solana's gonna go to 650. Maybe I'm wrong. But Solana, I just don't see it going up to 650, man. What is Solana gonna have to do to run to $650? I mean, we already had a president launch 2 meme coins on Solana, pretty much broke the system. Solana in 2024 has had the largest meme coin frenzy rally ever, and it topped out around 295, right? What is it gonna? What does Solana need to do to get 600? I don't know. I don't know what Solana could possibly do to run towards $600. The meme coin frenzy, yeah, it's nice. Yeah, it's gonna have again and again, but it's gonna be diminishing returns. The more meme coin frenzies there is, the less people are gonna get into it over time, because people get wise to, hey, meme coins are just major pumps and dumps. The grand majority of people don't have the risk management, the proper risk management, to be able to jump into a meme coin and get out of it. It's really destroyed the meme coin culture. So I don't know, man. I don't know what's going to take Solana to 650, but Solana's going to have to get some big institutional adoption, maybe an ETF, some big buys on the traditional market kind of stuff, something big for it to run to 650. I really realistically think at tops it goes 400, maybe $500 at most, and I'm being kind of generous. Appreciate all the gifts. Appreciate everybody smashing those likes. Bro, tokenized stocks on Solana. Yeah, Solana is getting tokenized stocks, but that's already been happening, and Solana still isn't moving. And there's other blockchains getting tokenized. They're not the only ones, right? Solana's not the only one using tokenized stocks. There are other blockchains doing the same thing right now. So, you know, Optimism, Arbitrum, all these different layer twos. I'm sure Ethereum is going to get some eventually. And, it's not, Solana needs something unique to itself that can really take Solana to the next level. Let's go back here into the charts. Let's go take a look at Litecoin. Let's go take a look at Litecoin here. Litecoin's an interesting one. Finally came up to the Q1 NPLC of 127 today. Hit that, which is fantastic, getting back inside the Q1 range. Let's take a look here at the month of July, how this played out. So right now, Litecoin has some rumors of potential ETFs or, whatever, which has kept it pumping, bounced off the monthly average of 103, came all the way up to the Q1 NPLC of 127. Obviously got rejected off of that. Could have a potential rotation to the downside again, coming down to this 103, potentially $98 if we continue to pull back here. But if Bitcoin does get its stuff together and starts to continue pushing back higher, if we can get back above 127, our next targets for Litecoin are 146 to potentially 164, 190, and then 200. And we have a few more targets up there. But it's very critical that if we can get back above 127, we do have a big chance of running towards that 146 for Litecoin. Litecoin is holding up this nice uptrend here for all of Q2. And if this trend continues into Q3, we're going to slow and steady make our way back above 146 for Litecoin. A lot of people aren't expecting it, but Litecoin is, is underrated in my personal opinion here. So VeChain moving up next here. We got VeChain, critical levels here for VeChain. Let's get the month of July. VeChain came all the way down to its local gold pocket of 0.022. We bounced off of that. We tried getting back into the July range. We're kind of falling out of it again. Our targets to the upside are 2.024 to 0.025. To get above that, we need to, our next targets are around 0.207. We really need to stay and hold above that so we can start to break out of this downtrend. Once we can get above basically 3 cents, we have our target here at 0.032, which is the monthly point of control that has been major resistance for many months throughout Q1 and throughout Q2. Once we can get above that area, we do have a target here for VeChain around 0.048 to 0.058 to the upside for VeChain. Let's go take a look at SUI. SUI, very nice here, still continuing to hold its uptrend from Q2. We are below the July range right now. We're currently sitting at $3.39. Targets to the downside are the yearly pivot of 318 to the gold pocket of 304. If we can hold that area, if we come down to that area and hold it would be fantastic. Bouncing back up, we do have a monthly naked point of control at 399, which would put us back above the heart line of this uptrend. If we can sustain above that hard line, stay above $4, our target to the upside still remains the same, $4.81 for SUI. Do you think ICP and NEAR will do anything? NEAR, maybe not so much. ICP also maybe not so much. Realistically, for ICP, I'm looking for targets between 10.5 cents to $10.5 to $15 are my main targets for selling a lot of my ICP, because all of 2024 ICP got massively rejected at $15. Only one time did it break above 15 when it came down to retest, melted right through it like butter, could not sustain $15. So if we can get above $10.5 to $15, that is my main target of area to sell. Yes, maybe ICP runs way higher later down the line, but I'm tired of holding ICP at the levels that it's been at. Appreciate everybody jumping in here. Appreciate all of you guys smashing those likes. Well, people don't expect this, but usually happens. All the dormant coins will start waking up soon. Very possible, Crypto Ricky. Very possible. Nobody knows how far something can go. Anything can happen. That's 100% sure, right? anything can happen in the crypto markets. Things are volatile. Anything can have a major rally. You know, a lot of people aren't expecting Litecoin to be pumping. Look, Litecoin is up 11% on the week when the grand majority of altcoins are down, right? Why is Litecoin up 11%? So can Solana do a surprise and run to $600 like you were mentioning? Maybe, right? Maybe. I'm just not betting the farm on it, right? I'm not going to be holding on tight forever. I have targets before 600 that I will be selling out of my bag until I can create a moon bag and just let the rest ride above that. When do you see market rebounding? Well, we have to see how Bitcoin reacts to that $112,000 area, right? If Bitcoin can sweep that 112,000 to 111,800, the previous week low, we can sweep that area and, you know, close above it. That would be fantastic for a nice rebound. We've already tested it. We've already hit it twice, once on Saturday and once on Sunday, and have bounced off of it. We've had a nice retracement all the way to the back down to around 112.6 today, and now we're bouncing off of that aggressively once again. So let me get a quick little gold pocket. I'm pretty sure this is further down from that low to this high. Yeah, the gold pocket was around the 113. 193. We came down as low as 112.6, and then we're bouncing back up. So we'll see here. We'll see if we get another sweep here of this previous week low or not for Bitcoin. But I definitely think August is going to be a slow month for Bitcoin overall. For altcoins, I could be wrong. We definitely know that the first week of every month has been terrible, right? It was terrible for the first month of July. It was terrible for the first month of June. It was terrible for the first month of May. Like, things like that are always, you know, happening. We're having these massive liquidation events, these little headlines of, you know, some economical situations happening around the world, and boom, things just start flying off the handle. So I appreciate everybody smashing those likes. I appreciate everybody hitting those subscribes. If you guys haven't joined the Crypto Citadel, my private trading community, definitely do so and join. You get daily trade signals. You're going to be getting a course on my trading strategy. You're getting macro long-term analysis for all the long-term holds, and daily trade setups for any altcoins of your choice as well. So greatly appreciate everybody in here right now, smashing those likes and hitting that subscribe. I will see all of you guys in the Crypto Citadel. I'm Blockchain Crusader, crusading these blockchains every single day. I'll see you in the Crypto Citadel. See ya.